Hello everyone. I'm hoping that this video doesn't go for too long, but it does answer any questions you still might have about Sports Day. It's been a long time coming after we had to cancel last year due to COVID-19. Fortunately though, we did get to have our activities day at the end of last year with our junior school, which got me super excited about Sports Day this year. This video, I'm going to go through the schedule, the running of the day, which includes how each rotation will operate, scoring, just other general information that you will need to know. So we're going to start with the schedule. So at 8:40, we'll just have normal care group. Students will go to care group, do the roll call, all of that jazz. But it's really important that students leave their bags and phones in their lockers for the duration of the day. Students will be able to access them during recess and lunch, but not during their break rotation. So at 8:50, all care groups will make their way up to the oval and meet at meeting area 1. You can see this on the Sports Day map. Students will need to sit in their house's designated zone, Year 8 sitting at the front, followed by Year 9s and then 10s, 11s and 12s. Okay, at 8:55, so quite short after everyone's getting up there, the parades will begin. One by one, each house will stand up and make their way to the beginning of the 100-metre track. Now we've got bunting flag either side of the track, which will make it easy to sort of contain everyone. So Morphett will start the parade. Once Morphett's begun, Kingston will stand and make their way to the beginning of the 100-metre track, followed by Flinders and then Pitman. So it will sort of look like each house at some stage will be on the 100-metre track all at once. Once everyone's finished the parade, they'll make their way back to their designated seating area and sit down. At 9:05 approximately, we'll start our official welcome, which will include a welcome to country and the national anthem, followed by just some general important information for students on the day. At 9:10, our first 4 activities will start. So I'm just going to go through those now and tell you how they'll structure. Okay, so the order of the sports will vary between each year level, but the first sport I'm going to talk about is badminton. So badminton will be run by Leanne. She'll be the supervisor of that station. So we'll have 6 courts running, and the badminton will be structured in 3 rounds. So if you have a look at the score sheet now, you can see that there's 3 rounds. Each court will be allocated a particular amount of games, and pretty much with badminton, it's just get as many kids on the court as you can playing. There's going to be a lot of kids there for each rotation, but we've also got 6 courts going, so we should be able to get everyone through playing at least 1 or 2 games each. There'll also be a teacher designated to each court. They will have the score sheet and they'll be keeping track of those scores. At the end of all 3 rounds, at the end of the rotation, they will then hand those scores over to Leanne, and Leanne will collate all of the final results and input that into the online live spreadsheet, which also goes live onto the scoreboards up on the oval and around the school. The next sport I'm going to talk about is volleyball. So volleyball will be in the small gym, and the supervisor for that station is Stephen Speck. How volleyball is going to be structured is we'll have 3 courts running, and we'll divide up houses from Morphett, Kingston, Flinders and Pitman on each court, and then they'll go through and play each other all once. There'll be a teacher on each court as well, recording all the scores. At the end of all the rotations, that teacher will submit their score sheet to Stephen, and then he will collate all of those results and input a final result into the live score sheet. Alrighty, so we do have a break rotation this year in the schedule. So students during the break rotation need to be in meeting area 1. You can see that on the map. During the break rotation, students can go get boost juices, visit the barbecue and get food from there, or use the photo booth. But it's really important that they go into those things and then coming straight back to meeting area 1, just so that we can keep an eye on where everyone is. Alrighty, soccer. So soccer will be supervised by Jake Somerton. So all questions about soccer can go to Jake. We'll have 2 fields running. There'll be a teacher on each field, umpiring and scoring as well. Ideally, we'd like to have sort of a boys and a girls field, but depending on numbers, it doesn't really matter too much as long as there's kids playing all the time. So as you can see on the score sheet, there's a roster of the amount of games that needs to get played. Once all of those games have been played, the designated teacher on each field will give those results to Jake, and then Jake will collate it all and put it into the online score sheet. So after students have completed their first 4 rotations, it will be recess. Recess will go for 20 minutes. At the end of recess, the bell will go and students will make their way to their next 4 rotations. Alrighty, our novelty events will be supervised by Lucy Dunn. Now we've actually got 3 events within this one. So we've got the egg and spoon race, the 3-legged race, and the sack race. How this will work is we'll split students up into 3 different groups with an even split of the houses in each one, and they'll go through and do each event. We'll have a teacher on each station to keep score and just keep things organised. Once students have done each event, the scores will get collated and given to Lucy, and then Lucy will input them onto the live score sheet. Alrighty, our athletics station. So we've got the track and the field rotations. They're both going to be supervised by Kim Foote and Daniel Labasso. So in our track section, we've got the 1.1k run and the 100 metre sprints. Now the 100 metre sprints are quite important. Our best performing students from throughout the day will take part in the all-star relays at the end of the day, so they're actually quite important. And then in our field events, we've got the vortex, shot put, long jump and discus. Those scores will be collated by staff that are there on score sheets, and then those score sheets will get given to Daniel and Kim at the end of the rotation, and they'll collate all those results and submit them into the live score sheet. Last but not least, basketball. So basketball will be played on the outside courts adjacent to the oval. The supervisor will be Alistair Thomas. So we'll have 2 courts running. Ideally, we'd like to see a boys and a girls court, but it's not the end of the world if it's both mixed. Each court will have a teacher, umpire / scorer, so they'll umpire and score the results. At the end of all of the matches for the rotation, they'll submit those score sheets to Alistair, and then Alistair will collate it all and submit it into the live score sheet. Alright, once students have finished their final 4 activity rotations, so they would have done 8 in total, including their break rotation, it'll be lunchtime, so students get a 30-minute break during lunch. Again, they'll be able to access the boost juice, the barbecue and the photo booth during this time, but it's just really important that for the majority of the time people are up on the oval just so we can keep an eye on everyone. Alrighty, so at 2:10 lunch will be finished and students need to make their way back to meeting area 1 and sit in their designated zone like they did at the beginning of the day. From here we will start our tug of war events, so the junior division will compete first and then followed by the seniors. All tug of war events will include 2 staff representatives as well. So once we've completed all of our tug of war events, we'll move into our year level relays and all-star relays. Students who are competing in year level relays nominated prior to sports day and were selected by their house captains to represent their house on sports day. Students who are competing in the all-star relays were the students who best performed during the 100 metre sprints throughout the day. If time permits, we will also be doing a male and female staff relay. Fingers crossed we can get through everything on time. We can see those because I know that the kids do love to watch them. Okay, and finally at 2:55 p.m. we will begin our presentations. So for our presentations, we will congratulate our winners of Sports Day 2021, and the house captains from that house will present a victory speech. Alrighty, I think I've gotten through mostly everything now. A couple of things I just want to touch base on is regarding the Star Special Event nominations, which are open now. I will close them on Wednesday, sort of about 3:30 p.m. and collate all of that information. I'll try my best to get everyone a go who nominates. Another thing I want to touch base on is about students leaving their bags and phones in their lockers for the duration of the day. They can go and use their stuff during recess and lunch, but for the rest of the day it needs to be away. Students will be able to access the barbecue and the boost juice van and the photo booth during recess and lunch and at their break rotation as well. Can I please ask that if you haven't already, please share the Sports Day tutorial videos with your care groups and watch them yourself. They're really helpful and will give everyone a better understanding of how the events run on the day. Other than that, if you've got any more questions, please feel free to email me or come and see me. Yeah, can't wait. One last thing, I will be posting the relay lists for students and staff and the tug of war lists as well on the Seaview Sports Hub, hopefully by Tuesday afternoon. Just got to finalise a couple last little things, okay? Awesome, can't wait guys, see you there.